No, it didn't. It was fine. Somebody has to be in our studies. Hello, Tom. Hello, Tom?
It's coming through your.
Hello.
There we go. There we go. Okay. So you clicked on the service one, Tom, and that's how you got here?
I keep muting.
Okay. Hey, remember the space bar thing?
I don't even know, on my iPad, I don't even know what
Oh,
a space
iPad,
bar
okay.
is.
I don't know either.
Is the temple closed?
Yes, the temple is totally closed. Yeah, we're not using the building at all. Nobody's going in. Occasionally, somebody just goes in to pick something up, but we've had the mail diverted. I just wonder if we're on you pressed the service and you got here, right?
Yes, very easily.
Okay, so usually people are early and nobody else is on it.
Are you staying for the service?
Okay. Just trying to see how this stuff works.
Yeah, no, it's a learning curve for all of us. And some of us learn slower than others. That's just me. It's just, Hello, Marcia. Hello, Marcia. I unmuted you for a second.
How are you?
Okay, how are you doing?
Shabbat Shalom to you.
Shabbat shalom.
What a time.
Yes,
I had a
unusual.
simcha on the one hand. My grandbaby was born 2.5 weeks ago, and
Oh, Mazel tov, Mazel
Yeah.
tov. How
What a time.
wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, but you won't hold her and squeeze her for a while.
well, they're in Boston. I can't do much of it. We were there for just a week when he was born. And
Uh-huh. Well, lost everybody. There we go.
shall I mute me?
What? I'll mute everybody in a little while before we start the service, so that's okay. I'm able to do that.
Are you home?
I'm home. I've been home.
Are you on Toby
I'm in Toby Brook.
Brook?
Yes.
Toby something. A lot of Tobys.
Yes, a lot of Tobys.
I've been working on an initiative called Village to Village. Have you heard of them? VTV Network?
No, I don't know that one.
It's the idea is that you create community to support older people in like a community. It's like the idea is like aging in place.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Some of the
national. I'm starting to kind of work toward getting it created here in Rochester.
Have you, because what's it called? There's something else. Rabbi Laura Geller, who was a classmate of mine, retired rabbi from California, did a lot of that work out there. And
Like NORC, like aging in place.
and Norks, but she did it in a Jewish context and, creating Jewish communities that, or other communities. It's just, yeah, it's this idea of connecting people in different ways.
Yeah, so I've had a couple of really good meetings and, obviously it's paused right now, but a woman who lives here in Jefferson Estates, who's the president of the Homeowners Association, which we don't really have an HOA, but she was director of aging for Monroe County before she retired. So perfect connection.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
working on that.
So just want to say, Marcia, when you checked in, because the other two people who were on checked in, they were on my last session. You checked in on the web page and checked on Saturday morning service, correct?
Correct.
Okay, not this Torah study.
Correct. Just the
Okay,
Saturday
good.
morning service.
And then we're just waiting for others, and I'm very surprised.
Well, you've got 4 more minutes.
Yeah, no. Usually people are on. Let me contact Cantor.
I have, Rabbi, can you hear me?
Yes.
I have, this is Shelley. I have the old Gates of Prayer from when I'm at Allison's, so
Uh-huh.
I don't have my prayer book. So you
Okay,
said,
well, I'm going to do what I'm going to do for the people who don't have prayer books. I'm going to share through what's called a flip book.
okay,
And so you'll be able to see it online. I hope it'll be clear. I've been working on it, see what happens. We'll see.
okay.
I don't see the Cantor yet. She's important.
Yes. Everyone's important. Is
Yeah.
Ellen there?
No, there's only so far there's just 5 of us. Arlene's just getting on now.
Okay.
Maybe people are
That
sleeping.
was,
Yeah, that's okay. No, but because Cantor's not on and she's usually on, that's why I'm surprised. I would think she would be on. Could we start? Okay, Rabbi Till. So, hi, morning. So you went on through the temple website, right? Okay, I unmuted you for a second. Okay, I don't see Cantor and I just sent her a text.
Okay, maybe she'll be coming on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. And I just
Yeah,
texted her, so I don't know what's going on.
yeah,
I'll wait a couple of minutes, no problem.
yeah.
The other people, because it was a confusion because the Torah study said it went till 10:30 and I wanted to get this on earlier, so I'm gonna have to get Torah study cut off at an earlier point,
Yeah,
like at 10:20.
yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense.
Yes.
Morning, everybody. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. That was a good session, Rabbi.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it was.
Can't you saying the link
out.
doesn't work?
But you weren't cut out, and that was good.
Yeah, I hope I'm not cut out on this.
Hope not.
Andrew said she can't get in.
She can go in through the website.
I just wrote to her on website.
Yeah. I just came in on the website.
Yeah, that's, how else would you enter?
If I
Well,
got in, anybody can get in.
Right, and she can get in through the snippets. Go to snippets, and it has.
She's in. She's in.
Okay, hi, Kent. Oh, great, you're here. I'm so glad to see you.
Good morning.
Because, you know, otherwise, you know what they would have to listen to. We wouldn't want that. Good morning, Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom, everybody.
Yeah.
Shabbat shalom.
Please
Good, you
mute,
did a
mute me.
beautiful service last night. I'll mute everybody in a minute.
Yeah.
Good morning, Carol.
Shabbat shalom.
Wendy's
Shabbat shalom.
here, and Arlene and Rebecca. So I will mute everybody in a little while, except for Cantor.
Yeah. Hooray.
Hooray. And Bob, hi, Bob. He's getting on.
So how did the Torah study go?
It went very well.
Well.
It went fairly easily. So I'm going to be using the flip book today, so there may be a little bit of time between pages, but I don't think it'll be too bad. And I just hope it's clear enough. Well, let me put it up now. I'm going to put up the. Nope, that's not what I want.
Rabbi, I just want to say, I may need to leave in the middle, but I've got a call coming.
Did the flip book come up on the page?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I have it on mine.
Ain't technology grand?
Yeah. I checked this out this morning. I worked on it. Oh, yeah.
Rabbi, are you using our website to put from the website?
I went in from the website.
Well, that's goodbye. I lost him.
You lost me.
I can hear the Rabbi.
Yeah. But it's not, I'm going to stop share for a second. Okay. So I see everybody. Now I want to find my prayer book online. I don't know what this is. If I'm lost, I'm going to re-get in, but something's going on here. That's okay. Everybody's there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm looking for
Your voice is practically gone.
my voice.
Yeah,
Where'd
I
it
can
go?
barely hear you.
I can hear the Rabbi.
There it is.
You see it, Rabbi. Yay.
Got it. I worked on this. This is really wonderful. Can people read it though? That's the problem.
Yes.
Okay.
You can expand it at the bottom. You can enlarge it at the bottom.
Oh, there's a Zoom, like
Yep.
a Zoom. Uh-huh.
Like that? But
Oh.
then you don't get everything.
You scroll up and down.
Yeah, I had a bigger,
Could you help me get the voice louder? I don't know how to get it loud.
Shelley, look at your computer. Is there a place on the computer where on the keyboard that it gets louder? It's
We're
like,
not on a Mac, but she's.
yeah. Are you on a Mac or what are you on?
Okay, some water.
Let me see if I can make this. Oh, this is the whole. This is as it gets.
I'm going to stop the share again for a second. Let me see. People because there was a way out. Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
There's a way I was getting it before. Hold on, let's see if I can find it. No, that's not it. What was it? Oh, this is it. Okay, now I got it. Okay, now I will go to share. Is it bigger now?
It's 2 pages. You got both sides.
No, I know it's 2 pages, but one is in the middle. And I think this is working this way.
I can. What about others?
Can people see it?
Yes.
You
It's
can't
not-
see it. Let me get back on.
We're using a magnifying glass, I guess. I don't know.
I'm using a magnifying glass. I'm sorry. So, Shabbat Shalom.
Hello.
Just going to stop the share for a second. I just want to see what we're doing here. So we have 90 people registered in. So before I put the book back up, let me say a couple of things. If you have a Mishkan Tefillah, that's probably the best way to do it. I will put up the flip book for those who don't have the prayer book at home. And if you don't have a magnifying glass, use a telescope or binoculars. I'm trying to get the print up as large as possible. I've gotten it to a larger size, but I can't move it around if I don't do it to get the print bigger. It goes off the screen a little bit. Second thing is my internet has been wonky the last couple of days. So like yesterday, just around the time of the Mishaberach, our internet went down and I couldn't get back on till at the end of the song. So if my internet goes down, we might have to reconnect again. It usually takes me a minute or two or a couple of minutes to get back there. Does everybody understand that?
Okay.
Nod your heads, those who are there, okay? So
I will carry on with the service. So you want me to wait for you until you connect?
if you can carry it on without me, that's great. I don't know if I'll go down totally and whether the Zoom will stay on. That I'm not sure. So Cantor, I know you're great at doing that. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to mute everybody during the service. We already heard during Torah study when we had everybody on and talking at the same time, we didn't understand a word of anybody. And it was just totally, we were saying the prayer together, the Shechianu at the beginning, because it was back to a new time, a new way of doing Torah study. And it was just totally garbled. So that's why we don't unmute people. And we ask everybody to mute. And I will do that again for everybody during the service. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It's so nice to see you all. I'm going to mute everybody for a second just to make sure, and then Cantor, I'll put you back on. Nope,
Yeah.
and Blanche. Cantor, you're unmuted?
I'm good. I'm good. So, Rabbi, just maybe one more logistical thing. If, God forbid, you disconnect, you can always get back on your phone. You can use your phone to get back to us, and maybe just use
I'm not up to that one yet. Sorry. I'm not up to phone use yet on Zoom. I've gotten this far, and that's it. So Shabbat Shalom. I want to welcome everybody to our Shabbat morning service. I am going to share the book.
Nice.
Nope, it just went down and too small. Will it go too small for people, or is it okay?
It's good for me.
You can see it.
Small.
I don't know how I just did that.
Try to click on Zoom, maybe on the bottom. No.
It's on the Zoom. Screen sharing stopped. Let me try it again. I just want to see if I can get my screen larger. I don't know why I'm not getting full screen. Got it. Enter full screen, got it. Share. Where is my share? Nope, not getting the right thing. Basic. I do apologize, people.
It's
I
okay.
had it all set. I had it all right this morning. Really had worked it out.
It happens to all of us, Rabbi. Don't worry. Just
I was practicing so hard. I'll take out a different. Why did I lose that? Oh, because my whole Safari went down. Okay, okay. I'll be up in 1 minute.
maybe we can just sing a little nigun.
Yeah, you sing. Yeah, keep them singing for a while. Thank you, Cantor. Good idea.
Lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Okay, let's try a different nigun.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Is it up on the screen?
Yes?
It is.
Okay, so let me offer an opening prayer before we begin with Matovu. This is a prayer by Blair Marks. Let us give thanks for this opportunity to come together in service, one day at a time, one challenge at a time, one blessing at a time. We cannot do it all at once, but we can take one action, we can listen to one person, we can solve one problem, and always remember that despite any challenges, we have much good fortune and many blessings. And when we take a fresh perspective, forget that we know and discover a new approach, sometimes we find that in tackling the challenge comes a rare opportunity to reinvent ourselves. And in the reinvention, the perceived challenge disappears. So as we come together to work for the future of our movement and for the future of our people, let's take it one day at a time, solve one challenge at a time, celebrate one blessing at a time. And as one, we can join together and see what we can become. Can you hear that song? Be that God's will. Matovu is found on page 192.
Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenatecha Yisrael, Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenatecha Yisrael, Vani berach hasdecha, avovitecha, eshtahavir chol kodshecha, beiratecha, matovu, matovu, ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenatecha Yisrael, Adonai Adonai et ratzon, Elohim berov chasdecha, Elohim berov chasdecha, Haneni Adonai ishecha, ma tovu, ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenatecha Yisrael, Mishkenatecha Yisrael.
We'll continue the top of page 195. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe. With divine wisdom, you have made our bodies, combining veins, arteries, and vital organs into a finely balanced network. Wondrous maker and sustainer of life, were one of them to fail, how well we are aware, we would lack the strength to stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of our health and strength. Baruch atah Adonai, v'fecho basar mafli la'asot. We continue on next page with Elohai.
Elohai, Elohai, neshama, shenatata bi tehorahi. Elohai, Elohai,
We'll continue with our next song. Cantor, which psalm are we doing?
We're doing Psalm 150, page 218, I believe.
218.
218 in the blue parenthesis, right?
Yep, I'm getting there on the flip book. You can start and I'll have them there in a minute. That's just a couple of changes. Yep.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, birki yauzo, hallelujah, bigvorota, hallelujah, kerogulo, kol haneshamate, hallelujah, 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 kol haneshamate, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. You can snap your fingers. Hallelujah, beteka shofar. Hallelujah, benevel v'chinor. Hallelujah, betov u'machol. Hallelujah, bemini ve'ogav. Kol haneshamat hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol haneshamat hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Betziltzili shama, hallelujah, betziltzili pruah. Kol haneshamat hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol Shabbat, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. So at any time, if you moved to clap your hands or snap, please do so, or even tap on your table. It just, helps you to get in the mood and, uplift your spirit. The movements help, so feel free to clap. I can see your hands. And feel free to snap, tap on your table or anything, next to you.
Thank you. So I just want to mention something else, that because of the technicalities of managing the prayer book and managing everything, we won't be rising and sitting during this rising and sitting prayers. If you want to, please do, if you're able. And so that will be what will happen. You have my attention, which is a tenderness beyond what I may say. And I have your constancy to something beyond myself. The force of your commitment charges us. We live in the sweep of it, taking courage, one for the other. Chatzi Kaddish, page 224.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash meraba.
Amen.
Belmati v'rachirati v'emlit machuti b'cha yechon v'yom echon u'chayidecho bet Yisrael bagala bagala u'vizman kadi v'imeru
Amen.
Yehesh meraba mevorach lehol abulal me'almaya Yitbarach, Yitbarach, Vishtabach, Vitpar, Vitrama, Vitnase, Vitodar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shmed, Kurashar,
Rechu.
Lela, Min Kobir Chata, Veshirata, Tushpechata, Velechemata, Damiran, Behalema, Beimeru,
Amen. Those who are able, please rise. We continue on page 228 with the Yotzer. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzer or uvarei choshech, Oseh shalom uvarei et hakol, Hameir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha barachamim, Uftuvo mechadesh bechol yom tamid maaseh v'reishit, Ma'arabu maasech Adonai, Ulam b'chochma asita, Malah ha'aretz kinyanecha, Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu, al shevach maaseh yadecha, V'al me'orei or, Shasita Yifarucha Sela, or Chadash al Tzion Ta'ir, V'nizkeh Kulanu Mehera Li'aro, Baruch Atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMe'orot. Together on the top of page 31. Once or twice in a lifetime, a man or woman may choose a radical leaving, having heard, Lech Lecha, go forth. God disturbs us towards our destiny by hard events and by freedom's now urgent voice, which explode and confirm who we are. We don't like leaving, but God loves becoming. Baruch atah Adonai, abocher ba'amo Yisrael, b'ahava.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
234. You may be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להוד על ידיך והיו לטודפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Continue on the top of page 237. If people fall, can they not also rise? If they break away, can they not return? The stork in the sky knows when to migrate. The dove and the swallow know the season of return. What human instinct knows the time to turn back? What cue sparks the conscience of the soul? We pray to sense this day anew, attuned to the call of sacred living. Continue with the Micha Mocha, page 240.
Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 together yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורת תהילות אוסף אלה, נורת תהילות אוסף אלה, יאללה לי, יאי לי 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 לי
Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We continue with the tefillah, which begins on page 242. Those who are able, Please rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftach, ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalalalai, 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 yalalalai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוהר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לפני בניכם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד גשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחייך הכל ברחמים רבים. תומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו. לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדומה לך מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה להיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחייך הכל. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מאדיר שמך בארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ובשיר הללוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We continue on page 250.
ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. מקדשי מקדש שבי שבת, כולם יסברו ויתענגו מטובך שבת. אוי ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. והשביעי רצית בו וקידשת שבת. חמדת ימים אתה קראת שבת. אוי ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. אוי ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג שבת.
A poem by Laura Birch Fisher, Becoming Thankful. Some days are just harder, a tug on an invisible string. I look fine, pretty good even, always a sparkly smile. But what lies silent just below the surface, at times it is hard to be thankful. It is easy to believe when life is good. How do I find you when I feel broken? I return again to you, my God. Hold me, Adonai, as I struggle with this pain. I'm willing to trust that there is a plan. Thank you, God. Continue with Sim Shalom, page 258.
שים שלום, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, טובה וברכה. הן בחסד ורחמים. הן בחסד ורחמים. ורחמים. שים שלום, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, טובה וברכה. עלינו ועל כל ישראל. עלינו ועל כל ישראל. ישראל עמך. שים שלום, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, טובה וברכה.
Baruch atah Adonai hamivarech et amo Yisrael Shalom. Let us take a few moments of silent prayer, silent reflection. This time, turn our thoughts to healing. I'd like to share this reading by Rabbi Chaim Stern. You think of all those who are in need of healing physically and spiritually. You think of the healing of our world at this time. The healing just needs to extend everywhere to every far-reaching corner of the earth. These are the words of Rabbi Stern. God, I seek comfort in my distress. Give me the wisdom to know that you are with me even now. I'm shaken and uncertain. Help me to remember that I have within myself the power to be healed. I feel isolated and cut off. Help me to remember that I am not alone. Help me to overcome my pain, my anger, and my fear, and to accept the help of those who care for me. Give me strength to return to the love of family, friends, and community. Show me the path of life so that I can return with a whole heart. Yishaberach Avotenu v'Imotenu Abraham, Yitzhak v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah, Hu yivarech et hacholim. The Shabbat, we think of Thomas DiMatteo, Mark Friedman, Elizabeth Friedman, Dorothy Jacobson, Shana Esther Bat Rachel, Chris Sura, Joel Shemaskin, Chaya Necha Bat Rivalea, Simon Brightman, Barbara Bayer, Katriel Parachia Ben Herschel Leza, Shoshana, Michael Wistreich, Sally Graff, Sam Webby, Sarah Bat Abraham Basara, William Fawcett Jr., Alan Skirker, Muriel Steinberg, Chaim Ben Sarah, Dina V'Yehoshua, Jeffrey Sussman, Laura Braun, Seema Rachel Bat Esther Fradel, Margaret Canner, Barbara Phillips, Leslie Locketts, Bobby Johnson, Hillary Bluestein Lyons, Chaim Ben Zalman Vefela. At this point, I will ask you to, if you have other names that you would like me to say out loud, put them in the chat box. Arthur and Florence Rosen, Gabriel Berger, Ellen Finkelstein, Patty Newman, Jason Wieland. Any other names? May the Holy and Blessed One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored, their strength to be revived. May God send all of us, send all of them, renewal of body and spirit. May God grant strength to us, to the caretakers. May God bless our caretakers who have put their lives on the line to heal our wounds, to heal our illnesses. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
At this point, we're going to do our Torah study. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to Sefaria. My whole thing went down a little while ago, so that's what's sort of happened to me. And Sefaria is if you have the Torah books at home, you can turn to your Torah books. And your Torah books are on, we are on page 660. I'm now going back to share the script if you don't have it. So at this point, I'm bringing up Sefaria, and they went down too far, but we're going to go to chapter 1 of the book of Leviticus, because we're beginning Leviticus today. Is that now on the screen?
No.
It's not on the screen. How about now?
No.
Stop share. Let's try share again.
Yeah, it is on the screen.
Okay, so just have to do it twice to get it in once. Okay, so we'll say the blessing. I will read a couple of verses at the beginning, and then I'm going to ask somebody to unmute themselves to read for a little while. We're not going to read a lot because it's about the sacrifices and the readings will not be exciting, but we're going to discuss some aspects of it. So let us chant the blessing together. Baruch hu et Adonai hamorach, Baruch Adonai hamorach li'olam va'ed, Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato, Baruch ata Adonai noten haTorah. Vayikra el Moshe v'yidaber Adonai elav me'ohel moed lemor. Daber el bnei Yisrael, yamarta alehem, Adam ki yakriv mikem korban l'Adonai, mina be'ema, mina bakar, mina tzon, takrivu et korbanchem. Im ola korbano, mina bakar, zachar tamim yakrivenu el petach ohel moed, yakriv oto, lirtzono lifnei Adonai. Samach yado al rosh ha'olav, v'nirtza lo l'chaper alav. Shachat et ben habakar lifnei Adonai, v'ikrivu b'nei Aharon hakohanim et Adam, zarku et Adam al mizbeach saviv asher petach ohel moed, v'hivshit et ha'olah v'yitach otal n'tachecha. V'natnu b'nei Aharon hakohen eish al hamizbeach, v'arku etzim al ha'esh, v'arku b'nei Aharon hakohanim et הנתחים את הראש ואת הפדר, על העצים אשר על האש אשר על המזבח, וקרבו וכרעיו ירחץ במים, והקטיר הכהן את הכל המזבחה, עולה אישי, ריח ניחוח לאדוני. We'll say the blessing after. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu, Baruch ata Adonai noten haTorah. Would somebody like to read this beginning this first chapter? The way you do it is you can unmute yourself, or you can press your space bar, hold it down while you're reading, and that will unmute you for your reading. Do I have somebody to volunteer?
I'll do it. The Lord called to Moses and spoke to him from the tent of meeting, saying, "Speak to the Israelite people and say to them, when any of you presents an offering of cattle to the Lord, he shall choose his offering from the herd or from the flock. If his offering is a burnt offering from the herd, he shall make his offering a male without blemish. He shall bring it to the entrance of the tent of meeting for acceptance in his behalf before the Lord. He shall lay his hand upon the head of the burnt offering, that it may be acceptable in his behalf, in expiation for him. The bull shall be slaughtered before the Lord, and Aaron's sons, the priests, shall offer the blood, dashing the blood against all sides of the altar, which is at the entrance of the tent of meeting."
Keep going.
You're not moving the page. You haven't moved the page.
Oh, I have. It's verse 6. I don't know what else to do. Anybody have a text at home? Verse
I
6.
have the text at home. I have to catch where I are.
Where are you?
We're on 661, verse 6.
The burnt offering shall be flayed and cut up into sections. The sons of Aaron the priest shall put fire on the altar and lay out wood upon the fire. And Aaron's sons, the priests, shall lay out the sections with the head and the suet on the wood that is on the fire upon the altar. Its entrails and legs shall be washed with water, and the priest shall turn the whole into smoke on the altar as a burnt offering, an offering by fire of pleasing odor to the Lord. Gonna keep going or not?
Yes, just to the end. Oh, we can stop there. That's fine. Okay. So what does anybody get out of that first bit?
There's a lot of ceremony into cutting up an animal and
Yeah.
sacrificing.
Okay. Anything
The
else?
use of, I don't understand the use of blood. The sons of Aaron, the sons, of Aaron are throwing the blood on all four sides. Why the throwing of blood?
Why the throwing of blood? Any suggestions? Anybody have any ideas? Why the throwing of blood? Well, we don't necessarily understand a lot about the ritual itself, but the blood is a very important part of the covenant, and think of it in terms of Judaism. Let's go for next week. Not next, this coming week, the week after. What holiday?
Well,
Pesach.
Pesach.
Pesach. Again, all you have to do is hit your space bar and you can say something. And it's Pesach is the night when our ancestors used the blood of the lamb and painted it on the door. What other ceremonies do we have with blood?
The bris.
The bris, and there's even a quote about using the blood. And that's an important part. And when we kosher meat, we remove the blood. So blood, the life force, the force of life is involved in these ceremonies. So here they're taking that life force and they're sprinkling it during the ceremony. And otherwise, there could be other reasons. Anybody have any other suggestions?
Yeah, I've always thought, especially since last week we were talking about how we create, Aaron becomes a priest, and we created the whole priest class, and the way they dressed, and the how fabulous the dressings were that they were, that they're borrowing some of this from other religions, from idol worshiping religions, and that this is a matter of having to have a certain amount of ceremony for the people to show that we have, that we're as good as other religions and we have the same pomp and glory that is going on in other religions. Compare this to, to a religion where you just say dress plainly and doesn't have a priest class. There's a lot going on here, I think, that they're borrowing from the Egyptians themselves, just to show the people that they're as good as the Egyptian religion was.
Yeah, and this may be written later, even when the influence of the other religions of the other parts of the Near East, not the Egyptians, but the Babylonians, the Assyrians, the Canaanites. Anyway, do we keep doing that? How long does Judaism do it? Did it only do it at the beginning to create our ceremonies? Are there other places where we have borrowed from other religions and put it into our religion? Anybody have any examples?
Facing the sun.
What?
Facing the sun.
Facing the sun? We don't necessarily face the sun. We face towards Jerusalem. And depending on where you are in the world, which direction you face, and where you are in Israel, which direction. So it's not necessarily towards the sun. So I don't know if that works.
But all the agricultural things that we do, sukkahs and this harvesting, the whole thing, the other religions also had that, obviously before us, where the harvest was all important, and nature was all important, and the crops were all important, and rain, praying for rain was all important. These are all parts of other religions.
That's the ancient world. How about, let's get out of the ancient world. Do we do things to copy other religions?
Yeah, didn't we bring in organs for music?
Okay, so in Germany, when the Reform movement started, they said, how will we make our services like the others so we can be German citizens who worship in our faith, but what examples can we take to do services? And what they did was they brought in music and musical instruments. So the organ came in first. That's a great example.
I'm listening, I'm attending Saturday morning services via Zoom.
Why is that copying others? We did it first.
No.
But anyway, I had my blood results.
Confirmation.
What?
Hematocrit down to 41.
Confirmation.
Guys,
Platelets almost double.
Shelley.
excuse
White
me.
blood cells a little high.
Somebody is talking when we're
1300
hearing about blood results. Please mute yourselves.
I know. You just don't know what to believe.
Okay,
The
I'm,
services
talk with
were
her
also
tomorrow.
changed.
hold on, I'm gonna mute everybody for a second, and
Okay.
after I mute everybody, later on, we will, Cantor, you'll unmute yourself, and if you want to talk, you unmute yourself for the second. So I think I muted everybody? I hope so. Okay, so we just had the, what else do we borrow from other religions? So, confirmation, somebody said confirmation, right? We wanted to keep the education going, and we looked around and said, oh, that's a ceremony. We'll change it a little, we'll make it fit our patterns, put it at Shavuot, but we copied confirmation. How about our synagogues?
For sure.
Give me a good example.
Kodesh never had bar mitzvahs.
What?
But Breath Kodesh never had bar mitzvahs. They had confirmations.
Right,
but
so
never
that's the confirmation. But I'm asking about, what about the buildings? Anybody ever been to Temple Emmanuel in New York City?
Yes.
That's based on Jewish architecture styles.
No.
It looks like a cathedral. Cathedral.
Right? So there are
Yes.
many things that have been borrowed all along. And you can even go into, by the way, you can go into the ultra-Orthodox world and you find things that are borrowed in style. I know that one of the things that always throws me is during Lubavitcher service, when I attend with my family at Tamar's house, all of a sudden they're singing La Marseillaise to one of the prayers. Now, I think that has to do with the past Rebbe who spent time at the Sorbonne and something with the French. But where did that come in? I mean, these guys are Lubavitch. These guys are Haredim. These are the ultra-Orthodox. And yet they're borrowing from other cultures, and it's done all over. So it's not an uncommon thing. I want to share something else with you that I think is very important at this time, and that's about the word sacrifice. So did the Hebrew pop up on your screens by any chance?
Yes.
It did pop up on your screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So somebody's screens are getting the updated change. So in verse 2, it says, Daber el b'nei Yisrael v'amarta alehem, speak to the Israelite people and say to them, when any of you present an offering, Adam ki offering, yakriv, bring an offering, mikem, and then it says an offering of cattle, korban, ladonai, min habehema, min habakar, min hatzon, and then it says an offering, takrivu et korbanchem. So that word for sacrifice is korban, right? And they use it to bring an offering many times. The Hebrew root of that word is the same word as our relatives, krovim. And it is also the word to bring close. Okay? So the sacrifice is bringing us close together. That should have, as I started studying the Torah portion this week, this jumped off the page at me because it was the idea as we are making sacrifices, and yet we are finding ways in our sacrifice, our isolation, to be close to each other. We're bringing ourselves close. And again, it's not, spiritual distancing, it's physical distancing. We are finding ways to spiritually approach each other, to come close, to bring our offerings to each other. And that makes us closer. And I just found that fascinating that that's in the Torah portion with the word sacrifice. And then I have one other comment, but if anybody has a comment on that, please add it, say something. If anybody's speaking, I can't hear you, press your space bar or, no? Okay. So I'm going down to verse 9. And in verse 9, it says, well, you bring your offering and it has a pleasing odor, a reach nichoach. And it's fascinating that the two words have other connections for us. And nichoach, which would be pleasing, is the verb nuach, to rest or be at ease, and the experience of a pleasure or comfort, something that brings us pleasure. How do we say it when somebody, your grandchildren or your children bring you pleasure? What do you say? It brings you?
Nachas.
Nachas, right? Nachas. That's the word. It brings you pleasure. right? So it's something pleasant, brings you pleasure. And the word reach, if you just take that yud in the middle of the word and lengthen it, you get ruach. So it's the pleasure of the Spirit in bringing the pleasure. And that's what we're doing. By our offerings, we're giving God pleasure. And we're also giving each other pleasure with our spirits. Anybody else? So we are now going to go back to our closing prayers, and let's see if I can do this, guys. It's been a challenge. I am going to the prayer book. I am going to the Aleinu. I am making it larger. And now I'm going back to our screen. Share screen. Did I get the Aleinu up there?
Yeah.
Whoa, on the first try? Those who are able, please rise as we do the Aleinu. We're going to go from 282 to 586, and then we're going to jump to, after 586, we're going to jump to V'namar.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כהרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפוח אדמה, שלא שם חלקנו גהם, וגורלנו כל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We think now of our loved ones, death is recently taken from us, those who died this season in years past, and those we have brought into our hearts along with our own. We think of all who have died at this season due to this terrible illness. In our congregation, we have the recent deaths of Edith Goldberg, the daughter of Ruth Goldberg and Mitch Ehrenberg, Andreas Felder, the father of Amelia, Julian, and Eli Waxler-Felder, Jean Buckman, the cousin of Renee Brownstein, Frances Applebaum, the mother of Sandy Frankel, Maria Madonia, the mother of Ross Madonia, Dorothy Rosen, the mother of Paul Rosen. Remember the yard sites, the anniversaries of the deaths of Otto Burko, Charles Bullard, David Foreman, Freddie Fox, Susan Frischman, Adele Goldstein, Pesia Gurovich, Samuel Hyman, Henry Cantor, Kananya Kaplan, Joseph Kellerman, Doris Kevin, Raymond Coleman, Milton Coleman, Harry Lebman, Richard Leonard, Cam Hung Mui, Sidney Metzger, Mildred Micklin, Jody Reif, Paul Reiser, Nan Schneeberg Rodney, Julia K. Rosenfeld, Horace Schneeberg, Stacy Schwartz Shepard, Marion Silton, Susan Spector, Florence Sporn, Julia Stein, Leonard Weiss. Are there any other names that anyone would like to share? Let me open my chat box so I can see them. One new message, I'm trying to see. Martin Robinson. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories all be for blessing. The Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 598. Those who are able, please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalmad yivrach kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayedachol Beit Yisrael, ma'galav v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach v'yalam l'olmei olmaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudeshah b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran v'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mroma, v'ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'yimru amen. A source of healing and strength, who brings peace from the heavens above, bring peace to us and all Israel and all the world. And let us say together, Amen. You may be seated. As you're probably aware, there are very few announcements. Just that let you know that there's a Mazel Tov this week to Marilyn Rosen and Alan Himes on the birth of their granddaughter, Harriet Eve Schatz, daughter of Jenna Himes and Matt Schatz. And Marcia said she's a recent grandmother. Marcia, you wanted to say the name of your grandchild? Mazel Tov to you too.
Thank you. He's 2 weeks old. Owen Henry.
Owen Henry, welcome to the world, and may you be blessed with a long and happy life, and may you get nachas from Owen Henry.
Toda Rabba.
Tonight we're doing Havdalah. It's going to be a very short service, but if you have a Havdalah set, you can use it during the service, and we will do that at 7 p.m. And you can go again. You go to the temple webpage, press on the Havdalah service, and again, all the services during the week, and Tfilat Torah tomorrow morning, Torah from Sinai on Monday afternoon. All that is on the website, so I don't have to read all of that and say that at this time. I want to say Kiddush before, and I hope you enjoy. So somebody says that maybe in the future we'll be organizing a group, a mass Kiddush where we open the mics, people can talk to each other. But for today, I hope afterwards, I hope you go taste some wine or grape juice. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Cantor, what is our closing song?
I thought I'll choose the Am Yisrael High.
Okay, let's see if I can find the pages.
So it's on page 338, and if it's in parentheses, 642. So 338, but people may know the words too. Am Yisrael High, Am Yisrael High, Od Avinu High. So it's 338.
After the closing prayer, I will unmute everybody and people can wish each other, Shabbat Shalom and talk for a few minutes. We'll leave the place on. I just want to stop the share. participants. Okay, so final closing prayer by Anita Rosenberg. Adonai, bless me with courage. Help me gain strength from you. Life has a way of handing us surprises that take an amazing amount of courage to overcome. Create in me a clear and steady focus, a heart that is filled with awareness that Adonai is with me. On the sunniest day and in the darkest night, I will be whatever life demands of me. Courage is my knowledge of you. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat
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 shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Well, stay safe. Stay inside except for your walks.
You too.
What was that sound?
Stay in touch, stay connected.
My dog wants to walk.
Oh, your dog. Okay. The dog is wishing you Shabbat shalom. Good seeing you
Whose
all.
dog is that?
By the way, I will mention, because somebody was posting about putting the whole book up. I don't think we can do that with the flip book, the whole page at once. And this is the only way I can get the flip book up on the thing. I'll work on it this week. We'll see what else we can do. Last night we had a different way of presenting the material. We're working at this, and we know you're being patient with us, and we're so glad you're with us and we can be with you. And I just wish you all a Shabbat Shalom, a healthy and
Thank you, rabbis and Cantor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And also, just while you're being so amazingly patient while we're fumphing our way through technology and and community together, we all want to remind you that the CCAR, our press that puts out our prayer book, has made the flip book available to everyone. And I think Mary has listed it on our website. I'll double check after Shabbat. But you can pray at home in between, right? That whole flip book that Rabbi Katz and Cantor Braun just used this morning is yours as it is in our sanctuary. So it's online for you to use and to worship and meditate and think during the days as well. So there are some beautiful passages that we don't always get to. I would encourage you to go online and look at Mishkan Tefillah through the flip book as well.
have a great day.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
Some of you just don't want to leave. Okay.
I don't know how to leave.
Okay. Well, I'll send you all away then. It's not personal. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Good job. Stay safe.
You too.
True.
Thanks for everything you do.